streaming.
Streaming?
Streaming. We are
now?
streaming. Yes.
Oh gosh.
We
Oh
are.
jeez. Alright.
And now we tweet and we post on the Facebooks and we go back and we stop looking at Harry Potter stuff and we stop looking at other Harry Potter stuff and we weren't supposed to click out of that one. Oh well. Alright. Hi everyone. I think we're here. Everyone?
Hi.
Yeah,
Maybe. Hello.
We wait a couple of minutes for them to come in.
Yep.
Hi everybody.
I said I wasn't gonna use my keyboard, and I'm using my keyboard again. So this is bad.
We haven't started yet. We're waiting on people.
Well, yeah, but still, hold on.
You can hear my keyboard, can't you? I hope you can.
I'm crying.
I seen your kitties. They like got on your chair and roamed around.
Yeah, it was pretty
One
great.
learned how to drive an airplane.
Really?
Is pretty tubular.
Wow.
Alright.
That is
Sonic
tubular.
The gods have
says
spoken.
hello.
Grease do.
Hello. An ad playing.
Yeah.
Devastation.
Yeah. We got one person watching. I don't think anyone's gonna watch because it's Titans. They're like, what? Zelda? I don't care. Well, they don't care unless it's Zelda. Alright. So, are you ready?
Yeah. Sort of.
Alright. So, for everyone that's watching or not watching, we're streaming this for fun. The people who would be interested in this aren't people that are subscribed to me. They're people that are going to subscribe because they want to watch more of the reviews for the show. So we're going to be talking about Titans from the new DC Universe online streaming app. It's like Netflix or Hulu, but it's for DC movies and cartoons and TV shows, and they got a new one called Titans, which is like Teen Titans or Teen Titans Go, but with real people playing the characters. So there's more people coming in, 6 of you now. So we will start in just a moment, as soon as we're ready. I'm ready.
Yep.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Maya?
I'm somewhat ready. If I'm ever ready.
Yeah. Teen Titans. Yeah, it's
Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, but it's just called
Sort
Titans.
Well, it's not Teen Titans.
And they're all
though,
like 20,
I'm pretty sure.
like mid-20s.
Yeah, so they just be Titans at that point.
They're all like super attractive as well.
Well,
Especially Robin. Yum.
I won't disagree there.
Darklink
He looks
Gaming
okay.
says oof.
Oof.
Not original.
Not original. I mean, what do you mean? Not like the original Titans, or we're not original for reviewing it? Because I mean, it literally came out today.
Yeah, technically, we're probably going to be like one of the first 10 people to review it.
There you go. Boom.
I doubt there's 10 people
Lawyered.
interested in the show.
Lawyered. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
But
'Cause
if
you've
you
seen
meant
it,
like Teen Titans, was Teen Titans the original cartoon? Maybe that's what he means.
Yes,
Teen
it
Titans
was the
was
original animated series.
And
Yeah.
then they had Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
And then it's just Titans.
Yes.
So they added a letter and then took out a letter. Or a word.
There you go.
Not original Titans. No, it's not the original. It's
Not original Titans,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, technically, it is based off of, like, the original Titan series, like, that was written with George Perez and stuff, so technically...
Did you get that from your
it
Google
is.
Facts?
No, I knew that because my sister Clara actually knows George Perez. And me and her had a discussion about Starfire, because I was saying Starfire in Titans doesn't really look what I expected her to look like, and... she was complaining to me because she's like, well, George Perez's version of, you know, Starfire was another thing.
What the heck? My phone. I got on my phone and it automatically...
You left me alone!
I got on my phone and it automatically connected to the Discord voice chat. Sorry about that, guys. Go to your...
oh, no.
Did you post it in your stream too?
Yes, I did.
Sweet tits.
I did.
I mean, what? No, oh, they weren't supposed to hear that. Oh, well.
Chris... I just see when it did that. Chris Mark says, how's it going, guys? Good, how are you?
Alright, we got 13 people watching. I think we can start.
All right, we can probably
And
start.
everyone at the end of this, just like the Hylians Gamescast, let me close out all of my phone stuff.
Wow, so unprofessional texting while on the stream.
Just as with
why you leave Maya alone? See?
I'm sorry, Darklink. Sorry, Cyborg going to be there. We can talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I have some questions.
Yeah. So just like the Hylian Gamescast or the Zelda mailbag for the end of the Hylian Gamescast, the podcast that we typically have every week with Daniel and Kayla and Ilya. Almost said Maya. Maya was on the last one though. So at the end of that podcast, we talk about all of the Zelda news. Sometimes we review a game. Sometimes we take discussions from the audience, like talking about our favorite Zelda theories and whatnot. And then we end it with the Zelda mailbag. So this is going to be similar, but we're just going to be reviewing the Titans show because I watched it earlier and I really liked it. And then Maya is going to play the part of the guys who may not have seen it but might want to watch it. So,
but I'm a Titans fan though.
Yeah. So she's gonna ask some questions, and then we're gonna get questions from you people watching us answer questions. I'm really tired, guys. I'm sorry. Maya kept me awake all day, all night.
I did. I'm sorry.
Horrible.
My fault.
All right.
All right.
So I think we can begin, right? We got 12 people watching. That's more than
Yep.
I thought we'd have, like 2, because this is not Zelda. It's like if it doesn't have Zelda in the title, like I showed you with the Mario video earlier, where like the top 10 worst things Link ever did had like 600,000 views, and then the top 10 worst things Mario's ever done had like 2,000. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So if it doesn't have Zelda in the title, people on my channel don't care. But with that said, we're ready to start.
Story.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I don't want to do this.
I do.
All right. All right. Start us off, Maya.
Oh, you want me? Okay.
No,
well,
I'm
hi.
joking.
I swear to God.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Jesse, or Game Over Jesse, as all of you may know me, here with us to talk about Titans on the DC Universe streaming app is Maya.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Some of you may recognize her from all of the podcast episodes we had last week, where she joined on the Hylian Gamescast. But today, we're just going to be talking about DC's new TV show called Titans, which is going to focus on Robin and Beast Boy and Starfire and Raven, and I think that's it. At least it seems like that's it from the first episode. There's a teensy bit of Batman thrown in there, a teensy bit of Nightwing. Someone asked about Cyborg. I haven't seen him yet, so hopefully there'll be hints or something, or like a cameo of like some high school football player that gets his back wrecked or something. Who knows? Anyways, so Maya has not seen the show, correct?
No, I haven't seen the new Titans that just came out. No.
Yeah.
But I have seen Teen Titans and then know a little bit about the comics.
Right.
Whereas you haven't seen Teen Titans, which is funny.
No, Sonic Plays. I did not forget Cyborg. They forgot Cyborg. Cyborg might be in the show. He was not in the first episode, but we'll get to your questions later. So yeah, Maya's going to be playing the part of the person who has maybe not heard of Teen Titans or the Titans TV series and doesn't know about the DC streaming app, or might want to download the streaming app so they can watch the show, but they're not completely for sure. Hopefully we don't confuse you even more than you already are. I don't know. So, yes.
A very professional Jesse.
Yes, my phone. Forgive me. Forgive me, guys. My phone.
You just reminded me to kind of do a little quick
when you have a YouTube channel
thing.
And people are commenting on your videos and it notifies your phone, it goes off every few
100%.
minutes. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
So the episode is basically, I would say it's like the although it ties everyone in, it's basically like the story of Raven, because everything is centered around Raven, except Beast Boy. Beast Boy's doing his own thing at the very end. It ends with like a very comedic scene, I guess you could say. Obviously, there's going to be a wee bit of spoilers here. So it kind of starts off with the whole circus thing, but you're seeing it from Raven's perspective. So it's
circus. Explain, like the flying Graysons.
Yeah, the flying Graysons. So it's like it's showing that scene, but it turns out to be a nightmare that. So this is really cool as well. I just want to say, because it gives sort of an origin for everyone, but it also uses the origin, like right in this scene, for Dick Grayson, or Robin. It uses his origin to also introduce Raven. Because we just see Raven, or in this show, her name is Rachel. Or Rochelle. I think it's just Rachel. Yeah, Rachel.
It should be Rachel, yeah.
So yeah, she's like walking towards the tent, and it's already looking kind of dark and gloomy. Kind of like what you would expect from a Batman-esque TV show. Sort of like the whole Gotham vibe, if you've seen Gotham. And she's walking into the tent, and they're like swinging around. The parents, they fall because the rope on the swing breaks, and Dick is just left swinging in the air. That sounds so wrong. Dick is left swinging in the air, watching his parents fall.
Dick Grayson, by the way.
Yes.
Dick Grayson.
So he sees his parents fall, and Raven is there to see the whole thing. And then I watched this twice. So I watched it once by myself, and then I liked it so much I went to the apartment downstairs, which is where my dad lives with my grandmother, and I made him watch it with me. So I watched it twice. So if some of this is out of order, yeah, Chris is laughing at it. He gets the joke. So if I'm talking about this a little bit out of order, then I apologize. But it was really good. So Raven walks in, sees it happen. She wakes up from the nightmare, and it's her mother coming in, or who we are led to believe is her mother, takes care of her. And Jesse, I thought your channel was PG. It is, because Dick is Dick Grayson, not... Yeah.
He was left swinging in the air.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, we've had actual porn stars on this channel, and so I don't think we can call it PG. But yes. So Raven is woken up because she's having a nightmare, and then she says something like, "Don't leave me here," or whatever, something like that. And then her mother like tucks her back in, leaves, and shuts the door. And when she shuts the door, that's when you first learn, okay, something's weird's going on here, because the door had like a bunch of locks on it. And Raven, or Rachel, asks her to lock the door. And when she locks the door, you see there's like 10 different crosses on the door, which leads you like, okay, something spooky's going on here. And then I believe it cuts to a scene with, and again, these might be a little bit out of order. Dick Grayson shows him as a police officer, a detective, and he gets reports on a case or something, and it's this father who's abusing his daughter, which really upset me because I have a daughter. So it may have said it in like the fine print, but it wasn't the main focus on if it was just physical abuse or like sexual abuse or whatever. It just showed the girl with bruises. And this is one of the scenes from the trailer where he's like, F Batman comes up. So he looks at the reports, and he gets in his car, and he goes and he finds these people. They're doing a drug deal. And it really touched home again for me, because the guy was using his daughter's teddy bears to like hide the drugs in. And Robin is in the police car, and he thinks about getting out and going and confronting them by himself. Can you still hear me okay?
Me? Yeah.
Everyone can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. So he gets out and he goes to decide whether or not he wants to go in as a detective or as Robin. Because he hasn't appeared as Robin yet. So he puts on the Robin suit. We don't see him do it. And he comes down from the top. And he, tells the people, like, just, he's only there for that one person. And he says his name. And he tells them to, like, leave the drugs, leave the guns, and they can leave. He's only there for the one person. But when he drops down, they're like, oh, they're here. Because they're freaked out because Robin's there. And they're like, where's Batman? Like, is he going to drop down? And when they realize it's only him, they're like, oh, the birdie's all alone. And they make the mistake of trying to stop Robin. Because they make it very apparent in this that where Batman is usually known to not kill people, Robin pretty much kills everyone. He's throwing his little R ninja stars at people. It's like sticking in their necks. He's making some of the bad guys shoot their partners. He's doing a whole bunch of bad stuff, killing pretty much everyone. The most painful part, aside from just being like stabbed in the neck by him, which he does to like 4 or 5 different guys, he finally, after he knocks down everyone, kills everyone. It's a really good fight scene, actually. He goes to the main person that he was after, getting in the car, and he kind of knocks him out a little bit, and then like he busts the window on the driver's side, and there's like a little bit of glass sticking up through the, between the car door and the inside. And the glass that's sticking up, he takes his face and like runs it across. So like all of the jagged edges of the glass like cuts through his face.
Nice.
And you think he's done, but then he opens the door and like pulls them out and starts beating him even more, and tells him that if he ever touches his daughter again, that he'll find him. And then he just leaves. And yeah, I think the next scene is one that I really liked, because in all of the Batman shows and stuff, and you did a little bit in Gotham, because that's like young Batman, but you never, I guess, did you ever see Daredevil?
Me, yeah.
Okay, so Daredevil showed this a little bit. And there's more messages. What the frick?
Say me, yeah, as if you're talking to anybody else other than me right now.
No, so like people in the chat could have watched it. So there's other parts where they showed what I really liked, which was the next morning at the fight, there was it was Dick Grayson, and he's like a little bit bruised and red from the fight or whatever. But you see him like washing the blood from his emblems on his suit and like getting off the blood stains and cleaning off everything. And it's something that you have to think, like, after they're done fighting for the night and saving people and they're all bloody and bruised up and they come back home, they have to spend, the next few hours actually cleaning and sewing up and everything and getting the blood stains off and making sure everything's clean and ready to go for the next night. But it never really shows that, except in Daredevil was one where it made it very apparent, because you get to see a lot of scenes where he's like all scarred up and stuff in his apartment. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah.
So you see that scene with him, and then he goes to his job, where he is an actual policeman. And they have it on the news that Robin has suddenly showed up in Detroit, and they don't know if Batman's there with him, and they're wondering why, because we find out that Robin's been gone for over a year. He disappeared from, or maybe it was 2 years, he disappeared from Gotham, and now a year later, after people thought he was dead, he shows up in Detroit. And that makes you think, well, if, Dick Grayson left Gotham to go to Detroit as a police officer, and then Robin goes missing from Gotham and shows up, then it must also be, the same person. Like, if the guy leaves the place, and then Robin leaves the place, and the guy shows up, and then Robin shows up, maybe it's like, oh, that's obviously he's the guy. So what he did was he transferred to Detroit, and then he waited a year or two before he started going out as Robin. And what we seen was the first night that he went out as Robin. And then the mayor is saying something like, go home, Robin, because the news is making it seem like Robin was the reason that all of the violence happened, because someone caught it on camera. And I look at it as Robin, some of the bad people he did kill, but, like, it was a person who was, abusing their kid and was selling drugs, and, another gang was there to buy the drugs, and they were out robbing people and shooting people, and now all those bad people are taken care of. Like, they're not going to be abusing little girls or robbing stores or doing drugs or anything like that. So it's like Robin just saved them from like 20 bad guys. So telling Robin to go home is like saying, hello, drug dealers and child abusers, you're welcome here. We'll get rid of the people that want to hurt you. It's, at least that's how I seen it. I think they were just trying to get across the message that they didn't want Robin in the city. Kind of like how Batman, sometimes he's portrayed in a way that the citizens like him, and sometimes they hate him. Like J. Jonah Jameson and Spider-Man, where it's like he's always out to get Spider-Man. And I don't know. There's just really some really funny scenes from like the first 3 Spider-Man movies, where
gosh,
J. Jonah Jameson says something like he keeps like naming off a bunch of headlines, and then Peter's like, no, that's not what he was doing. I'm not going to sell these to you. And then
Spider-Man was saving those people.
Yeah, and then the main editor comes in and says something about how popular the photos could be, and then he ends up buying them anyways, but then putting his own headline on it after they told him that he was saving them. I don't know. Anyway, it was just really funny.
That was kind of like always the deal with Peter Parker, though, and in the comics at least, he went specifically to the Daily Bugle to sell his pictures,
and what do you know
because
about
he didn't ask any
Spider-Man?
questions. Oh, literally nothing. I don't know anything about.
Is that a spider doll you have behind you?
Hey, yeah, it's not mine though. So
exactly.
Because I don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
So.
No, finish what you're saying.
Oh no, I was just saying that in the comics he always went specifically to the Daily Bugle to sell his photos because they never asked any questions. They would pay him cash. They wouldn't have to write him a check, get his social security number or anything like that. Whereas anywhere else he went, they always had a lot of questions for him. So his kind of give and take with, I know we're talking about Spider-Man now and not DC, but like his idea was, okay, yeah, he's putting a bad rep on Spider-Man, but I still get money from this, and it's like the only thing he can really do to make money right now. So it was pretty cool. It was like the give and take.
Yeah. This is it was probably some of the funnier scenes that I remember from that anyways. So yeah, that's kind of what the mayor is doing, is like, oh, we hate Robin, we don't want him here. And then I think it shows, I think it goes back to Raven, I believe. And it's, she's coming out of a room and talking. It shows that her mom was an alcoholic, and they have some back and forth about, she believes that her mom was an alcoholic because she didn't know how to deal with her, because she's like a half demon child person or whatever. And her mom's like a super Christian woman. And she's like, oh, well, my daughter's a devil. What do? I don't know how to do it. And then someone breaks in and is trying to kidnap her. And you find out why towards the end of it. And she ends up escaping, and the guy ends up trying to kidnap her. She kills her mother. And the kidnapper says something about like, oh, it's not your real mother. So then it brings up all the questions, and then the demon person attacks the kidnapper, and when she's walking outside, it's kind of a funny scene where the neighbor's like, I don't care about your problems, I just don't want to be kept awake all night from you and your mom arguing, not knowing that the person inside was yelling because he was trying to kidnap her and he had just killed her mother. So she gets on the bus to go to school or somewhere, and this might have happened before in the scene prior, but you see, like, there's a bully in the bus that comes up and tries to pick on her, and she's about to Hulk out on him, get her inner demon to attack, and then there's a jock guy, which is kind of weird because you'd expect the jock guy to pick on her, but the jock guy stands up and makes the other bully stop, and then the girl... Oh yeah, it's a really cool thing to where the hood that she puts on, there's like a little Easter egg. She puts on the hood, and it has the dip in the front. So it's
cool.
It made me think, like, yeah, it's like it's really cool that they put that little Easter egg in there, but it's like I've never seen an actual hoodie or a jacket that looks like that. So I get what they're trying to do, but it kind of took me out of it a little bit, because it's like you're trying too hard, I felt like, because it's like there's none really shaped like that. It would make sense if she made it herself or something, but it's like you don't really see.
It would be weird that, like, they would emphasize that, and it's specifically just so that the fans of, you know, Teen Titans in general, they know about, like, the little dip in the cowl, obviously. So for them, it's like, I get it. But yeah, it does seem a little forced. Honestly, if they didn't put, like, a lot of focus on it, like, maybe if they had her, like, walking down the street or something, and they just had, like, it shown it for, like, a second, not her putting it on and the camera, like, panning to her or anything like that, maybe it would have been slightly less obvious.
It gives you the sense that she's, like, a really, to herself, like, antisocial, depressed girl, obviously, from, like, the way that, you know, she's getting picked on and stuff. But whenever, like, her neighbor was yelling at her, she put it on, and then, like, another time whenever someone's trying to get her attention, she puts it on. So it's almost like a defense type of thing to put her defense up. And then she ends up running away to... it shows her at the bus station, and they ask her where she wants to go, and she looks up, and right when she looks up, the ticket or whatever changes from one city to another, and it changes to Detroit. So she just says Detroit because that just happened to be what was on the sign. And she goes to Detroit. She's walking around. She ends up at a homeless shelter to get food. This woman comes up to her at the homeless shelter and tells her, like, I work here. We don't want to see young girls like yourself wind up on the street and doing bad stuff, so come with me. I'll take you to a women's shelter where they won't ask any questions and blah, blah, blah. And then she tries to guide her out, and they go through an alley, and she's like, oh, the car's this way. I know a shortcut. And then it starts getting a little weird, like, oh, this woman is being a bit weirder than a normal woman would. And then her inner demon starts talking to her. And she's like, hey, don't get in the car, or like run away, and is, you know, telling her like her defenses are coming up or whatever. So then when she sees the car there, and like the car's already turned on and ready for them, when it shouldn't have been, because they had no idea that she was going to be coming to get taken to the women's shelter. So she ends up running away. The woman chases her. It's this really great moment where she picks up a rock, or she starts yelling at a cop car, but the cops don't care because it's Detroit and they're used to bad stuff happening. So she picks up a rock or a brick or something, and she throws it at the cop car. And then the cop stops, and they get out, and the woman that was chasing her starts walking instead of running after her, because they don't want to get arrested either. And then the cop arrests her, and it's a really smart thing for her to do, I felt. And then whenever she's at the station, Dick Grayson, because he did a lot of youth stuff, because his parents died when he was a youth, and again, this is how it's all connected to her. Dick Grayson comes in, and he's questioning her, and he doesn't necessarily believe her story about why she threw the rock. He just thought she's trying to cover up why, because you don't want to get in trouble for assaulting police officer's car. So she gets in the car, or sorry guys, my brain, I'm literally like, I probably should have slept early. So she gets in the car, she gets taken there, and then they bring in Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson questions her, and then he has to leave, and he calls and tells them to go check on her mom because she tells her about what happened. And then there's another cop that comes in and takes her to says trying to take her to like booking or something like that. And then it cuts to Starfire, which is something that you are not a fan of.
No,
yeah.
I'm not a fan of
because
it.
she is no longer an orange alien.
Yeah, well, I mean, I get what they were trying to go for, because obviously for anybody who has seen Teen Titans, Starfire from Teen Titans was based off of a later comic series, not the original, like, Starfire, which this one is supposed to resemble. But there's something about her outfit, something about her hair that makes me very, like, it doesn't feel like Starfire. Or if it feels like they really, really wanted to do the original Starfire, but they took it way too far, and they made it way too real. And it was like, it wasn't, it's, I don't know. I mean, the actress, I'm assuming, you know, is there doing what she does for a reason. You know, she's there because she's a talented actress and everything. But it doesn't feel like she's right for the role, exactly. In my opinion, just from what I've read of the comics, just from what I've seen of Teen Titans, which, again, it's kind of not basing off the same thing. She does, from her outfit, like, just in the thumbnail, like, she's wearing, like, a big furry coat, and it's like, why is Starfire wearing, like, a huge coat? Like, what is this? Like, I don't understand, like, where that's coming from. She's wearing, like, stockings, like, those kind of, like, you know, like, promiscuous, you know, stockings and everything, and I get it. It's not Teen Titans, it's Titans, but it just seems very strange. It seems very forced that they're trying to make her overly sexual when she's, like, already, like, from the comics, like, a pretty, like, interesting looking character, with, like, orange skin, like, flaming red long hair. You know, she's always wearing really tight outfits and everything. That just looks strange. That just looks strange to me. But I haven't seen the show, so it's hard for me to fully appreciate how she portrays Starfire when I haven't seen Titans yet. I only know what I know based off of comics and the old animated series. So yeah. Why are you smiling like that? That makes me uncomfortable.
So I'm just listening, because like
okay.
So a lot of the people that I've seen talk about it pretty much says that they hate that she looks like a prostitute.
Yeah.
And I say she kind of is one.
Oh. No. What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying, like, so it doesn't say anything about her being one, but when you're introduced to her character, and again, I watched the show twice, so if there's something I'm missing, I apologize. But when it first shows her, she wakes up from a car crash where she's in the passenger seat of a rich guy who was dead, and the car was shot at and ran off the road, and the guy died, and she woke up and she was still alive, and she looks around, and then there's another car that's coming towards her. And she wakes up in Austria, by the way. I thought it was Australia the first time I watched it. And I was like, why is it snowing in Australia? Which, it might snow in Australia, but usually you think of, like, kangaroos and the desert and stuff. So it was snowing, and I was like, what? Why is it snowing in Australia? So the second time I watched it, I read that it said Austria. So then I was like, okay, well, this makes more sense. Because Austria is up, like, above Italy and close to, like, Germany and some of the other countries.
I didn't realize I was taking a geography lesson right now. This is amazing.
It was just the snow threw me off. And then she's wearing
Yeah.
a big fur coat and stuff. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense for Australia. Anyways, so there's another car, which again doesn't make sense. It's chasing after her. And they start shooting at her again. And it makes it seem like when the car was run off the road, her and the driver, the driver was killed. And she was knocked out. And it makes it seem like she was knocked out for like a few hours. And then, but as soon as she gets out, you see the other car driving towards them. And then they like stand outside of the car, like out of the window or whatever, and start shooting again. And if it was only for a few seconds that she was knocked out, then the car would have been a lot closer. But she's out of the car for like 30 seconds before they even start getting close. So it makes it seem like she was knocked out for a long time. It just doesn't make sense the way that was edited together. But whenever they start shooting at her, she ends up... oh my god, I don't even remember. I watched it twice, I forgot what happened. I think she runs away, I think, or something happens, I forget. Like 2 minutes of the movie or the show is
Great
lost from my
review.
mind. Yes. And she winds up back at this place, and there's like another rich guy there who's like kind of like apologizing to her because he doesn't want to die, and he thinks that she is someone that she isn't. And she ends up getting some information, and she goes to this club. And again, it's a club that you would imagine people dressed like she is would be at this club. So she goes in, and she confronts another person, and like there's a kind of a cool scene where you really start to see her power, because like the guy shoots a bullet at her, and the bullet gets like an inch away from her skin, and then her power comes out, and it's like a red aura that comes and kind of burns everything, and then it expands and like turns everyone in the room to ash, and it stops the bullets and everything, and it burns everyone. She walks over and she grabs a picture, and again, tied into Raven, turns out, I'm guessing the people that they were looking for, they were looking for Raven. Maybe they were looking for her too. They're just looking for people with powers. But she grabs a picture off the desk that's in like a envelope, and it turns out to be a picture of Raven. And then it shows like the main bad guy that's standing there. It's all turned to ash. She looks at him and starts to walk away, and then the ash, like, it's like Thanos. The ash just like falls to the ground and stuff. But the other people are still there, like turned to shadows and stuff. And it's like the only thing that wasn't burned was the picture. So she takes the picture and leaves, and it gives you the idea that now she's looking for Raven. But she's like in the middle of Europe, and everyone else is in Detroit. So then it cuts back to Raven and oh my god, I keep forgetting Robin. Raven and Robin, or Rachel and
The
Dick.
birds.
Yeah, Rachel and Dick. So Dick walks back after checking and he finds out that the mother was shot. So he goes to confirm it with Raven, who's in the hostage interrogation room. Hostage. I don't know. My mind is completely out of it. So he goes
Fun.
back. He sees that she's gone. And he starts running around, and he sees there's a car driving away. The cop that took her out was also being paid by the big bad guy, I guess. And like, it doesn't really say that, because there's three different people that tried kidnapping her. There's like the guy that broke into her house. There was the girl that came into the homeless shelter, and now there's the cop. It never tells you that they're connected in any way, that they're working for the same person. It doesn't tell you how exactly they knew that she was at the police station, how they knew that she was at the homeless shelter, how they knew she went to Detroit, of all places. They just kind of like, it makes it seem like maybe it's just someone who has people working everywhere. Who knows? I thought that was a bit confusing. But anyways, the guy from the police station, like again, her inner demon starts to come out. It's like, don't trust him, run away, whatever. And before she gets the chance to, he takes out a syringe and like injects her with some stuff that knocks her out. And he puts her in the back seat, gets in the front seat, drives off, and Dick sees her passed out in the back seat while he's driving off. So he calls to get a report on the location of where the police car is going. He drives there, and I think again it has another scene where he's debating on whether or not using the Robin suit or just going in as a police officer. And I think because he called in to see where it was going, if he would have dressed up as Robin and went in, it would have been too obvious. So he just went in as Dick Grayson, the detective. And it shows this really crazy... If anyone's ever seen someone... like the movie Red State by Kevin Smith, which is kind of based off of the Westboro Baptist Church, which is like the really... When people talk about like crazy radical Christian people, it's like always out protesting people, and like there's a like the movie Red State was based off of them, and it was kind of like when you see them and they're out protesting at like gay people's funerals or like an army soldier's funeral, yeah, and it's like, what do they do when there's no more funerals left for them to protest? They make their own. So they actively go out and kill the people or whatever so they can have more funerals to protest at. And that's the basis for Red State. And it turns out it's like a preacher guy who was behind trying to kidnap Raven, because in a way he was right, kind of, but it was still really bad because he's like kidnapping a little girl or a teenage girl, whatever. But you know, he's like a super Christian guy, and he's like, there's a devil inside you, there's a demon inside you, we need to stop it. And technically he's right. I mean, there is a demon.
Well, yeah. Yeah, no, he's completely right, actually.
Yeah, so it's, you know, but still he's killing a little girl. And
yeah, for sure.
So Dick comes in, and I'm going to get so unmonetized for these videos just from saying Dick. But Dick comes in.
No, they know you need a name.
Well, earlier about the swinging.
We got it.
But he comes in and he finds the place. He sees the bad cop there. He takes him out. He keeps going. He hears her yelling. The guy hides behind the door, and Dick's about to come in, and he shuts the door on him and tries to kind of lock him out, and Dick can't get in, but then the demon comes out and stop it because the Dick can't get in.
I'm gonna go. Bye. It's been nice knowing you.
It's awful. My gosh. So he can't get in, and then while he's trying to get in, the girl, Raven, her demon comes out because she's still like tied to the chair. But her demon comes out, and it does some weird, freaky stuff. And it like attacks the guy, and then goes like the demon like goes inside of his mouth and kind of like possesses him a little bit, and then kills him. And he like starts puking up blood and stuff, and then it like flies back and goes inside the girl, and then Dick's able to open the door as soon as like it's going back into her body. So he doesn't see that she killed him. He just sees like, dead guy was thrown against the wall, and now he's dead on the floor, and the girl was tied up the whole time because he had to go back and untie her. And the guy was, like, falling down as he was opening the door. So it obviously couldn't have been the girl. It must have been someone else who killed him, or, yeah, killed him and then ran off. You know, kind of like what he does. Because, you know, as Robin or Batman or whoever, he was the person who would, like, stop the bad guy and then disappear before anyone's seen. So maybe that's why he didn't suspect it was her. But at the same time, it's like, I don't think they would be, like, I don't think he would be shocked to find out that, you know, there's people with superpower that can do these weird things. Because he's Robin, and he's a Robin that's not a new Robin. He had been partnered with Batman for a long time, which makes it seem like, you know, we don't know if, like, Superman and Wonder Woman and all of these other magical beings are around, but Starfire and these other magical beings are there, so why couldn't some of the magical people from Batman's lore be there? Or, like, Superman's lore, whatever. It hasn't established that yet, but I'm thinking because there are magical people in Detroit, there might as well have been magical people in Gotham as well. At least that's just my thoughts. So if he did see the girl doing something magical, I don't think he would be shocked like a normal person would be. It's just my thoughts. And then it goes to... they go back to his garage, and he has like a really fancy Porsche, I think. And Raven's like, "Oh, how can you afford this as like a police officer or whatever?" And then he says it's a family heirloom, and then she's like, "From the circus?" And then he makes a joke saying, "Not that circus," hinting towards his relationship with Batman being like a circus because it is crazy. And then they drive off, and she has like a really cheesy line that's like, "My mom used to tell me there's no such thing as monsters, but now I don't believe her." And then it ends, and the only person whose time wasn't connected to Raven is Beast Boy. And it's not an after credit scene, but it's kind of like that because it's right before the credits. And it's just showing a security guard inside of like a Best Buy or GameStop or something. It's more like a Best Buy or just like a giant electronics store. And he's playing video games on a giant TV, and he hears something down the hallway, and he goes to check it out, and it's a tiger. I think it's a tiger. It's a lion or a tiger, one of the two. It's been a long time since I watched Lion King, forgive me. So it's one of the two. I forgot what they looked like. And it's like, you know, it's green like Beast Boy. The thing is, I don't think it would look like crappy CG if it wasn't green. Because it looked nice and realistic. It looked like it fit. But the fact that it was just green made it seem like it didn't fit.
I mean, I guess that's kind of the whole point, though, about Beast Boy, is that, like, hey, you can turn it into anything you want, including people. Oh, but you're green. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was saying, though, is, like, if it wasn't green, it would look like it fit in. Like, the CG was good enough to where you would have looked at it and been like, oh, this is actually a lion inside of a store. But the fact that it was green made it stand out a bit more than it would have otherwise. But it looked good, and what it was basically like the lion had knocked over a stack of Blu-rays and video games, and he was stealing a video game. And then the cop started shooting at him, and he ran away, and he goes into the woods next to his backpack, and he goes from being a lion to a naked boy. So it's like, he's not a lion, or like, he doesn't have his clothes when he shapeshifts. So when he shapeshifts back, I guess he's just going to be completely naked. But he had his backpack in the woods, where he turned like back into a human. And it was actually like a really cool animation when it showed him. And then he was all excited. He held up the video game. I was like, oh yeah. and then he grabs his backpack and goes off, and the show ends. And that was the really awesome first episode of Titans that I really enjoyed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Really?
I
You
probably
enjoyed
made it. I probably made it sound awesome because
Okay,
I'm
you're
super
awesome?
sleepy, but it was really great.
I don't know.
I
mean, okay.
give it out of a 10 out of 10. Would IGN again?
Oh my gosh, I don't think that actually was one of my questions, is how you were rating it. So
Yeah.
I have a couple questions right off the bat because again I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Also, Gibbs is like, why is Maya on the screen again?
'Cause we were chatting, and she turned out to be a big Teen Titans fan,
Sort of.
and I was gonna record a thing, but she wouldn't leave me alone, so
Oh my
I
god.
invited her to be on it with me.
It's not even true.
And because when I posted, hey, does anyone want to come and chat about Teen Titans, no one said anything.
Yep.
But she wanted to, and no one else did. I was hoping Jacob did, but he didn't reply. Jacob hates us now.
Big oof, true story. Also, Eileen Luke says Maya's love, Maya's life. Thank you.
Yeah.
Couple
Game over
questions.
Maya. Okay, yeah.
Game over Maya.
She actually
I-
prepared. She wrote down questions to
I
ask.
did. I wrote down questions and I had like a couple of different comments just about because I wasn't sure where this was, you know, what it was trying to base it off, because it's not Teen Titans, right?
No.
It's just Titans.
Like
And so
most
it's
of them are like mid-20s. I would say the only
Yeah.
teenagers would be like Beast Boy and Raven. Because Raven, it shows her like in school. I get not in school, but she's like on the bus to high school,
Yeah.
I guess. So
Okay. Well, it's just weird because like it's an origin story about Teen Titans, but it's not Teen Titans. It's just an origin story for Titans. So it's like a completely different thing. Like
Yeah.
like it's its own thing, which is cool in a way. So Cyborg wasn't in it at all.
no, I didn't see any hints towards Cyborg either.
Not even a hint towards Cyborg.
And I think this is because if you look at the
what I've
Justice
heard-
League movies,
Yeah.
so if you look at the movies, usually if they're trying to push a movie character, they won't let them be featured in the TV shows because they want to save it for the big movie, which is an issue that the CW TV shows had that from DC, like The Flash and Arrow and everyone. They would want to fit in a certain villain or a certain character into the TV show, and DC would be like, no, sorry, we can't do that because we want to do that for this movie. And like they wanted to have a Harley Quinn Joker cameo in one of the Arrow episodes where they go, because they have their own version of the Suicide Squad and the Arrow, and like there's a girl laughing, she has like blonde hair and stuff, and she's inside a cell and you can only see like the back of her hair. And I think it's I might be wrong, but I forgot who it was. I want to say it's like Kelly Kalko, whatever, the girl from The Big Bang Theory.
I don't know how to pronounce her name, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I want to say it was her, but I might be wrong. I could just be saying that because she's playing Harley Quinn in the animated Harley Quinn show that's also going to be on DC Universe.
Oh wow, okay.
So it could just be that's confusing me. But they had a scene that was deleted and taken out where it was Harley Quinn inside the cell and she was laughing and making a joke, like the whole pudding thing. And they ended up not being able to use it because at the time DC was like, well, we're going to have Harley Quinn in this and we don't want to confuse people. And then the people at the TV show was like, you don't want to confuse people? You're making a Justice League movie with the Flash when we already have a Flash. And then you're making an Arrow movie with an Arrow, or the Green Arrow, when we already have a guy that's been playing the Green Arrow for 5 years. That's obviously going to confuse people. But yeah, aside from that, there's all that stuff. And I don't think they want to have Cyborg in there because they've already had so much trouble with Cyborg in Justice League to where they were wanting to make a TV show and then they delayed it. Now the guy that's playing Cyborg doesn't even know if he's going to be playing Cyborg in a Cyborg movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that either. Dang.
Because they originally planned to have him in a movie in like 2020 or something. Sorry, but
No, you're fine. You're just, talking
then
a lot.
he'd be in a bunch of interviews at like Comic-Con and stuff, and I felt really bad for him because they'd be like, when can we expect your movie? And he's like, yeah, we're gonna make it in 2020. And then the next year they'd be like, when can we expect your movie? And he's like, I don't know if they're gonna make it. So yeah.
Yeah. Draven says apparently Cyborg is going to be in Doom Patrol. Are they making like Doom Patrol into a show?
Yeah,
because that's a DC thing by itself.
Brandon Fraser is doing the voice of Doom Patrol.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so amazing! Yes! Let's go! That's so awesome!
And
I had no
I don't
idea.
know if it's connected, like all of the CW Arrow shows. Even when Supergirl was on whatever other channel it was on, I forgot what it was before CW bought it. Even though it was DC and on a different show, originally it wasn't connected, but then they did a crossover episode, and then when CW brought it, they officially brought it in to like the Flash and the Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow and the other DC shows. So I don't know if the DC Universe TV shows are going to be connected to each other, but they're definitely not connected to the CW shows.
Okay.
But they could be. They could just be like on a different version of the Earth, because they've already showed like 5 different versions of the Earth on CW. Like Supergirl's on Earth 2, and the Flash, the Arrow, and everyone's on Earth 1. And then like the Nazi Supergirl's on Earth 3. So this could just be like Earth 5. Who knows? But yeah, Doom Patrol, Brendan Fraser. Why do you love Brendan
That's super
Fraser?
neat. Oh, well, I mean, anything that he's ever been in ever. But also, if you guys, like, this is kind of sad, actually, if you don't know. So, Brendan Fraser got a divorce, like, a whole bunch of years ago, right? And then the terms for the divorce, like, how much he has to actually pay his ex is insane.
He
Like,
is.
And because of it, he had to, like, completely stop acting. Like, he wasn't in anything at all. Like, he disappeared basically off the grid for a long time, and then there was like a petition to bring him back too. So I'm happy to hear that he's still like a thing. That being said, I'm curious when it comes to Doom Patrol, because Beast Boy, before he was Beast Boy, when he was just like a changeling, which was like his original name, when he joined Doom Patrol, he got the like the suit that allowed him to keep clothed but still go ahead and transform into his other forms.
He needs that.
And then he also donned a new name, that being Beast Boy. So at least that's how it was way back when. So I don't know if like that's gonna be the case again. So in the Titans show, because I didn't see it, did anybody interact with Beast Boy, like any like Raven,
No.
Robin, Starfire?
So Starfire
Who interacted
was
with who?
Starfire was off in Europe, traveling around Austria by herself, and everyone else was in. Well, I guess everyone else. Raven was originally in whatever place she was in, but then she traveled to Detroit, where
Right.
Robin was, and Robin had traveled there like a year or two before from Gotham City, where he was also a police officer. So it was like those two were by themselves. Starfire was by herself, and I forgot what city it said Beast Boy was in, but he was only there for like 2 minutes.
I'm confused about Robin too, because after he left, Dick Grayson specifically, after he left Batman's side, became Nightwing. So it's like, did that just never happen in this yet?
I think
or
Nightwing is Jason Todd in this one.
Oh.
Because there was Robin and there's Nightwing. And they hinted at a scene, like in episode 7 or 8, where they come in like face to face with each other, Nightwing and Robin, and they don't get along because it's like the rivalry of like, I was a better Robin than you, or like, now that you're getting along with Batman, I hate you because I don't like Batman, but you do, so now we're not friends. It's something weird like that they hinted. Like a rivalry because one still likes Batman, the other one doesn't.
Which is weird because Dick Grayson
Maybe-
never really had beef with. Well, I mean, he did, but like not as much as Jason Todd, which is strange because it's 100% certain that this is Dick Grayson and not Jason Todd, like Robin is. So it's weird if it's flipped for Nightwing. I don't know. That's strange.
Maybe
strange to me.
Robin. So I think because he's Robin right now. So I think what may happen is maybe
When the
because
Teen Titans split up, then he'll become Nightwing.
Okay, so he hates Batman,
Right.
which is why he
For some
moved
reason.
away from Gotham.
Right.
And so maybe he's the one that becomes Nightwing. Like he gets tired of people being like, "Oh, it's Robin. Well, where's Batman?" Because that's what the one bad guys were doing. So maybe he like gets rid of the Robin suit and just becomes Nightwing. Instead of becoming like Robin, he's now Nightwing. And then a new Robin is chosen by Batman. And then they come face to face. But the way that it made it sound in the interview that I was watching was that Dick Grayson Robin comes into contact with another Robin.
Oh.
Or not Robin, but another Nightwing. I don't know. It was really weird. And whenever they do these interviews and stuff before the show even comes out, they have to be like very vague on everything. So maybe they were like trying to confuse people. Like when you watch interviews with the Avengers, they'll joke around about certain stuff because they don't want to give real information.
Right.
Like there was a whole late like Tonight Show segment where they had the guy that plays the Hulk, and he would
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh yeah, the name for Avengers 4 is," and then there's just like a big long bleep as he's talking, and then he goes to give off a bunch of spoilers, and it's an even longer bleep. And then when it stops bleeping, you can hear the crowd like getting really excited. So
it's just because he's given away a lot of stuff in the past.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff in the past.
So like it could have just been a thing where they're trying to like give out confusing stuff to make it seem like a shock when something actual happens. Anyways, yeah, nonsense. I'm sorry. Hello.
No, you're fine. I have some other questions.
Yeah.
So it sounds like there was just a lot of them
Doom
like
Patrol.
exposition. Huh?
Cyborg is in Doom Patrol. Yeah. So that's the thing. And it is connected. So they're in the same universe. Doom Patrol.
Okay, that's cool. If he's actually in that makes sense, I guess. But it also doesn't make sense because he should be in the group. But anyway, so it sounded like this episode was mostly just exposition, things just like, hey, meet our version of Raven, meet our version of Beast Boy, meet our version of Robin, so it didn't sound like there was really any signs of like any main problem, like was there any sign of like Deathstroke being a thing or like Terra being a thing, or I guess Raven would be the main problem right now, but as far as you've seen, there hasn't been like a hint to what the main villain might be.
As for the bad guys, it only really showed like lower bad guys, like, oh, this guy's a thug or whatever. This guy's a bad policeman that's on the take. And then it seemed like they were all working for the preacher, like the crazy preacher that wanted to kill Raven.
Right.
But Raven killed him, like Demon Raven killed him. So then yeah, like the most dangerous person seems to be
was the preacher.
Starfire and even Starfire, like the bad guys that she was after, she killed. So
it's like
any actual bad guy was killed.
See, and that's kind of like another issue that I have with it, just because it is so like, why is Beast Boy stealing stuff? Why is Robin killing
he's still
people?
a video
Why is
game.
Starfire? Well, I know, but even so, it's like, why? Like, why? Like,
That's what I was gonna say. Is like the nicest person out of all of them was Beast Boy, and Beast Boy almost gave a security guard a heart attack by stealing a video
That's
game.
like, but that's so like it's so
And
you know
then-
with Gotham, you know, obviously there's a child playing, you know, Bruce Wayne, but it's like you're not gonna go ahead and make it look like Bruce Wayne's gonna grow up to be some kind of like psychopath. Like so far in the show, they haven't done anything like that. They've been developing it to make it seem like the Batman that everybody knows, the Justice Batman, not the kind of like F you Batman that Robin is. You know, it's like I don't know. I remember seeing the trailer for the first time, and when I saw the trailer, and that scene was totally cool, right? Of like, you know,
I
Robin
liked
drops
it.
down, the dude turns around, he goes, "Where's Batman?" And then he's like, "F Batman," blah, and then he like kills the guy, right? But like, where does it come from? Like, like that. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It
So
doesn't make sense.
what I liked was that none of them were clearly good. Like, the most evil seemed to be Starfire. Like, she seemed to be the closest one that could have been a bad guy. And then below that was... she was killing people. Like,
Yeah,
She
but she's
got
like
the photo.
a positive thing.
Yeah,
like
so
her whole thing is about being. Okay, that's fine.
she only killed, like, really bad people, though, was the thing. Like, she only
But
killed really bad people.
why is that her responsibility?
And then she ended up finding, like, it all led to that photo of Raven.
Right.
And it made me think these were just evil bad guys that were out to kidnap
Get her, yeah.
these powerful women that had magical powers or whatever. And so maybe she was doing it because maybe she was like kidnapped and tortured by these bad guys and she doesn't want that to happen to Raven, so that's why she's out trying to do all this stuff and she's killing the people. Like, it really doesn't set it up, but the first episode,
But it should be. It's the first episode.
Well,
It
I'm
should be
assuming the
set-
first episode was just telling you who these are, or who these people are, and then in the next episode you're going to get like a little bit deeper in the plot and why they're doing it, because we know Dick Grayson came from Gotham. He used to be a police officer there. Now he's a police officer here, but it doesn't tell you exactly what happened between he and Batman. But it does tell you later on. In interviews, they said, like, you'll come to find out more about their relationship, and then you'll come to find out more about Raven's history, because right now you just know that she was raised by an adopted mother, and she has a demon inside her.
So, yeah, that's fair. So when you watch it, do you feel a connection with the characters? Like, do you feel like, oh, I'm interested to find out why things are this way? Because right now I'm like, I don't really care about any of their backstories except for Robin, and that's just because he's cute.
Well, yeah,
Like-
he definitely is. I'd say he's the most attractive of all of them, and I'm not gay, so that should tell you something about how great he
Neither
looks.
am I, so.
So he has... I felt connected to all of them except Starfire. Even like the 2 minutes of Beast Boy was enough. And it wasn't even 2 minutes. It was like literally 5 seconds of Beast Boy.
And Beast Boy was always my favorite character too, like at least in Teen Titans. So when in the trailer they show him for maybe 0.5 seconds, and now you're telling me that he's only in it for like a minute and a half or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, what? And I get it. We'll see more of them later. You know, we'll see more of all of them later. But it's like you're supposed to be able to capture your audience as quick as possible to get them interested to see what's more. You're supposed to go ahead and tell a story, maybe not enough to where people want to go ahead and hear more, but enough to where people care about the characters. And that's the biggest issue that I have currently, is that I don't think that I'm invested enough in, like, Starfire to care. Like, just from what I've seen of her, I don't really care about her backstory. Like, because the backstory in my head, from what I know about Starfire, is from the comics, yeah, or it's from Teen Titans. So it's completely different than whatever they're doing here. And I'm like, well, how are they going to go ahead and tie back whatever she's doing now to the comics? If she's, like, being this, like, negative or evil person, which I get it, she's only killing, like, really, really bad dudes. She's not really being negative. But Starfire literally uses solar, like, energy as positivity. Like, it's like a trait, essentially. So it's weird that would be a thing. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like it's just a weird situation, and I don't know enough about Raven to really. Again, I would have to see the show, but it makes me not want to see the show because I'm like, well, like what if it's like it's
No,
just,
it does a really
comics.
cool job. Like everything is good, everything is great, except the few scenes with Starfire. But with that said, I think like if this was a show and it was only focused on like one or two characters, giving you their information and their backstory, then it would have had a lot more of an easy job. But where this had so many different characters, it couldn't give you like a full backstory for each individual character. It had to like do it collectively, which I think it did a great job because it was all wrapped around, like it gave you sort of an origin on who everyone was, and it did it in a way to where it all related back to Raven. And Raven,
Great.
I would say, was the one that
So
I
the
felt
show is Raven and Friends. Got it.
No, it's just this episode.
I'm kidding.
Like I'm sure,
kidding.
like this episode is more of the Raven episode, and then maybe the next episode is more of the Starfire episode, and then maybe the next one.
Well, that's another question I have though. Is that like, so you said that you're like the minute or so that you got out of seeing Beast Boy, you were like, okay, yeah, like I'm interested to know more, right? And from you telling me like, yeah, he, you know, went in there, he was like a lion or a tiger, he stole a video game, whatever. I'm interested to know more about Beast Boy from that. And he was only in it for like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So I think it would be better is if they show less to show more, you know, like, you know, you didn't need to have like a whole, you're acting like I'm crazy, but I know what I'm saying. Like, like, shut up, Jesse.
I
So
didn't
you know,
say
like,
anything.
yeah, okay, shut up. So Beast Boy, you felt connected to Beast Boy even though he was only on the screen for a minute. If they did that good of a job with every single character, you wouldn't need to have a bunch of different scenes where Starfire was getting shot at when she was killing dudes. You wouldn't need a bunch of scenes where Robin was getting shot at and killing a bunch of dudes. You wouldn't need a scene where Raven is getting kidnapped and then she's killing a dude. Like, that's what I'm saying, is that you don't need to immediately show all these different things to be like, these are the characters. Like, you can do something small and then go from there. And that's kind of like why I'm apprehensive, because it's like, if they're not trying to do that, if they're trying to give everybody a decent amount of screen time, then why leave out Beast Boy? Like, why wait until the very end? It's like, okay, yeah, the next episode could have Beast Boy in it, but what if me, being a huge Beast Boy fan, I'm like, well, screw this show. It doesn't want to show me Beast Boy. Man, what if it never shows Beast Boy? Then I'll never watch Beast Boy.
No.
Oh,
It's great.
gosh. Oh, gosh.
They did. If you watch it.
I will. I
So,
will 100%
This
watch
is
it,
why
probably, but
This is why
100%
I
probably.
wanted you on, because you are the person who like didn't watch it, so you know what questions to ask.
Yeah,
that
and I
someone
know
would
like
be
a
interested.
decent amount of Titans in general knowledge.
So,
I'm just worried that like the CGI is not going to look that good. I'm worried because it's a show and it's not even like a mainstream show that's like you were saying earlier, is like it's not on, you know, TV or anything. It's just on the DC app, right?
Yeah.
So it's, you know, I'm worried about that.
which
I'm
does
worried
make
that,
it sound bad, but if you look at like Hulu or Netflix TV shows,
oh yeah,
like they look.
but no, it's not. I mean, you can get a lot of stuff on the DC app too. Like you can get like access to watching like all of the Batman movies and like all the other DC like, you know, animated franchises and stuff like that. So it's like you get a lot, even if, you know, you're only looking for one thing. But I'm worried that they're not going to have like, because it sounds like when Raven was like putting up the hood and had the dip on it, it's like obviously that's for the people who know that's the kind of hood that she wears, right? That's the cowl that she wears, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm worried that, okay, what if they don't do other things that people want? Like, people want Cyborg, people want Deathstroke, people want, you know,
well, apparently Cyborg's in
Terra. Well, maybe,
Doom
but
Patrol.
yeah, even if he's in Doom Patrol, it's not like he can't
with
like
Brendan
make a
Fraser.
crossover, which is super exciting. But like, also, it's not like he
Tarzan.
can't do like a.
No, he's
what?
George. Yeah, he's George.
No. But
George
either
of the
way, yeah. So also one of the other things I kind of hope that we see. I'm not surprised we didn't see it in the first episode if it wasn't hinted at all, but I would like to see other non-traditional DC heroes, like the other Teen Titans that were around, but they weren't in the Teen Titans. There was Terra, there was Speedy, there was Hawk. I think Aqualad was also like kind of around in the same, or I don't know if he was Aqualad or Aquaboy.
I read this. I didn't want to see some stuff because I didn't want everything spoiled, but it said Hawk and someone else would be introduced in the second episode.
Hey, okay.
So
that's a thing.
Just as Beast Boy was saved until the very end, there are other characters that will be introduced
cool.
in the next one. So the Teen Titan
cool.
or the Titans aren't just these 4 or 5 people. Some of them.
Right.
My voice is getting a little...
It's probably because you haven't slept in like 24 hours.
Yeah, get me awake. How dare you.
Shut up.
It's time for some ASMR.
No, it is not.
No? Okay.
Not again. I wanted to ask though, you said that there were kind of some like comedic moments throughout the show. So it wasn't just like a heavy like F Batman the whole time. It was just kind of like there was a little bit of both.
No, okay, so from the trailer, I was kind of disappointed that it would be like that. To where it would be like how they just wanted to make Batman vs. Superman and Man of Steel and Suicide Squad like really dark and grounded and depressing. And I don't think you need to make something like dark and like how people use grounded, because when people say grounded they usually mean like dark and stuff. I don't think you need to make it that way to make it realistic, like a real life take on superhero. And I think this matched pretty well with what I would call realistic, because usually when people like they think of like the Dark Knight or whatever, and like they're like, oh, it's dark and gritty and grounded, and I'm like, well, it doesn't have to be like dark and gritty and like
grounded,
R-rated to be grounded or realistic, because that's not realistic. That's like all gloomy and emo. That's not realistic, because there are like serious dark, in real life, but there is also like happier moments and stuff. It's not always doom and gloom, which is why Batman vs. Superman and everything made it look like it even had like a gray...
Why did you say that name?
Yeah, it was like a gray coat over everything, to where like instead of being like super bright and vibrant, like Superman's it's supposed to be like a bright red cape and bright blue on his outfit and stuff, but it's like blue with a shade of gray. And it's like, that's not Superman. Superman's supposed to be like all bright and vibrant and stuff. But I think this did like, I would say, the most realistic take on anything, because it's not all doom and gloom and it's not super bright and vibrant, but it's still more so than I would think it should be, or not think it should be. I don't know. I'm sorry.
So
but
you're
yeah,
saying
it's good.
Yeah, I got you. So like it's not like dark and gritty. Well, it is, but like not in a way that's too unrealistic, and it still has its moments where it's like, oh, okay.
I say it's realistic and grounded, but not doom and gloom.
Right.
Because it still has its like the funny moments and stuff in it.
Cool.
That are funny.
And you felt like the actors, like including Starfire, I guess, would like, you think they all represented the characters well? I know you don't know like a ton about the Titans in the first place, but like you felt like they portrayed their roles well. I
had no idea who any of the actors were, and I think that's a good thing. Like when you look at certain movies, whenever they cast like a famous character with a famous actor, like if they cast like Robert Downey Jr. as anyone now, it's like, oh, that's Iron Man playing this character.
Yeah.
And where I didn't really know any of these actors, I was able to be like, oh, this is good. Like, I don't know who he is, so I can't, like, give an opinion on him from something else. Kind of like with... I think they fit as their characters from this first episode as much as any of the Marvel Netflix show characters do.
Okay.
So...
I get that.
It's just as believable as well any of them.
Matt Murdock and...
Yeah.
You know, Foggy Nelson and...
Yeah.
Jessica Jones, whatever. Yeah. Alright.
I really like Jessica Jones and
I haven't seen
Daredevil. You need to, kind of.
No.
Yeah.
I need to, kind of. Yeah, I know. I know, because David Tennant's in it, and I love him. I love him.
I don't know. There's...
Like, yes, you do.
There's a lot of... So I would say in the Netflix shows, especially Luke Cage and Jessica Jones, there's a lot of unnecessary, very unnecessary sex scenes. To where, like...
Okay,
I
need to watch these. Hold on.
Serve the plot. That's another thing that I like about this, was in, like, almost every episode of Jessica Jones or Luke Cage had some sort of sex scene. This show didn't have any at all.
Well, I mean, it's the first episode.
Yeah, but it was great.
I'm nervous, though, because, like, Robin and Starfire and Beast Boy and Raven were always, like, Beast Boy and Raven were a thing, and then Robin and Starfire were a thing, and I'm worried that they're gonna make it all about the couples, and I hope that they don't do that, because the characters by themselves, at least from the comics, are all so interesting. They have all of these crazy, like, specific things about them, and if they don't... That's the issue with having a show that's about, like, 4 or 5 different superpowered, like, people, is that they're all really, really interesting. They all have really great backstories, but you have to split that between 4 or 5 different characters. So it's hard to kind of emphasize how strong they are, what their strengths are, how, you know, their weaknesses, all of that kind of stuff, and you can miss that. So I hope that if they keep going with it for however long the show goes on for, that they won't do that, which is what I'm so afraid they're already doing with Starfire. Now, I haven't seen the show, so I can't say, but, like, it just doesn't seem like they're doing...
As soon as we get off, I'll send you the email and password to log in, and then you and your husbando can watch it. And then you can text me and be like, hey, I think this part happened, and this is stupid, and why does Starfire have hair?
Why does Starfire have hair?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna say. I'm not future Jesse.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'll let you know. I'll probably you'll be sleeping, but I'll
because I gotta go to the store and then I gotta take a shower.
Ew. Ugh. All right. That's
every
awful.
time I tell anyone I have to take a shower, they're like, "Again? Didn't you take one earlier?"
Yeah, you take like 18 showers a day.
I wash so many towels. Like that's the worst part of taking showers.
Expecting you to see. I wash.
Yeah, like doing the laundry and like so many towels. Moose Race Cars says, seems legit, Jesse. Yeah, it's really, really good. All right, so wait, we have the Man Boy Cave says, did you guys get the donation from last night? I couldn't tell when the stream kept cutting out. So
I have no idea.
If you donated to Maya, maybe she did. If you donated to me, I have no way of checking until like 2 days from now when YouTube updates the analytics.
I don't know which way you did it. So, if you did donate to me, you would have had to go through my Twitch to donate. Yeah. So if that's the case, the money went to me and not Jesse.
Watching from her Twitch or her Discord, and then you join to watch on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know.
I believe I saw him on YouTube. I'm pretty sure. From what I remember.
Any more questions?
Any questions about Titans, Teen Titans in general?
Do you have any written down? Also,
I mean, I had like 18.
We can get a couple of questions from the chat, guys, like 2. So we'll do at least 2. So give me another question you want to answer. We'll do 2 more from you, and then we'll end it because we're going on an hour and a half.
Well, some of the questions you actually answered, like as I was going through it, because like I was like, was Cyborg in it? No. Okay. And then you mentioned that the CGI looked really good except for Beast Boy, where it kind of looked weird because of the green. Do you actually rate it a 10? Like, would you give it 10 out of 10? Or what would you actually rate it on a scale from 1 to 10? was a long exhale. I broke him. He's done.
Do you guys see my
He's
bad
dead.
teeth?
Oh my gosh, stop. Just go to the dentist, Jesse.
I would say 8.5. I would say 8.5 because
8.5. Okay.
so it could have been a bit funnier, but I don't know the tone that the show's going for because I've just seen the one episode. But there were moments that could have had jokes that didn't have jokes. Maybe they were cut out because the length had to be cut down. Who knows? But
Right.
I think they did a lot better with Raven than I thought they would have because, like, I feel it would be hard to get someone to care about Devil Girl. Especially with the show where it's like, oh, Batman's in this? And you're like, oh, he's not in it, but Robin's in it. But then you see the back of Batman. Where's that? So most people coming in probably be all focused about like the Batman connection because that's the most important. And I think it did a good job of like giving like, oh, he's there, like off camera. There's Batman. That's Bruce's hand on Robin's shoulder. That's him. There he is. So,
But an 8.5.
Yeah, like, I would say 8.5 because
Okay.
they could have had a little bit more about Beast Boy.
Yes, they could have.
They could have had some sort of reference in there, like maybe there was that I didn't pick up on, but like if a newspaper in the background or something saying like blah blah blah, and like something about Batman or Superman or something.
Yeah.
Since this has like Starfire and Raven, like, you know, aliens and magical demons and everything, I hope that we'll find out that all of the other superheroes do exist in this world as well. That it's not just... Because like in Batman, it's like, okay, well, there's Batman, but he's the only like superhero that exists there. Like in the Batman movies and stuff, like there was no...
Do you mean like the most recent ones, like Arkham Asylum, or not Arkham
No,
Asylum
like,
games? Do you
Dark
mean like
Knight
Batman
stuff.
Begins and Dark Knight and stuff?
Yeah, so like they didn't have a hint to
Yeah.
like a greater DC world, to whereas like this, it's already giving you aliens, it's already giving you demons, it's already giving you like
A shapeshifter.
yeah. So like I imagine that in the later episodes they'll have these hints to where it's like, oh, did you hear about what happened in Metropolis, or did you hear about the crazy guy
Gotham.
running for president?
Yeah.
Like Lex Luthor running for president or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I hope there's weird hints like that later on. There
Yeah.
wasn't quite as many as I would have liked in that, but that's just me.
Watch me
nitpicking.
watch it after this, and then I'm just sitting there like, oh, I caught that. Jesse
Yeah.
didn't bad, and he doesn't
Exactly.
know anything about comics or DC or anything.
Yeah.
You just know Zelda. That's it.
Yeah, that's everyone's
that's the
probably
only thing
watching
you
this
know.
like, why the heck is he talking about Batman
Hey,
without
because
Batman?
well, we're not even talking about Batman.
Well, Batman without Batman.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne's arm is in this, so
Whoa.
yeah. No, so
Spoilers.
that was one of the things that they
Watch out.
joked around about is like they give you enough Batman to be satisfied, because it's
Mm-hmm.
like in the Venom movie they teased like maybe Spider-Man's in it, maybe he's not, maybe it takes place in the Marvel universe, maybe it's not, because like the Marvel people would be like, no, it doesn't take place in the Marvel universe, and
Yeah.
then the Spider-Man Sony people would be like, no, it does take place. So it's like, is Marvel
Wait,
right?
what?
Or are the people that actually made the movie correct?
I don't know. Yeah.
And it's a bit of both actually.
Yeah, I mean,
But with this, it's like it's really good. I
That's
I
good.
like it because they could have done the crappy thing that some TV shows do, to where like if they would have tried to make it like a really grounded thing, then they'd be like, oh no, she's not a demon, she's just schizophrenic. Oh, I turned green. Hello.
I was like, everything's breaking, everything's dying.
Yeah. So they could have done the thing to where, like, she's not an alien, she's just from Russia, and she was experimented on.
No.
Or she's not a demon, she's just schizophrenic.
Did they say that she's an alien? Like, did they, like, say
No.
anything about her backstory in this? Because they could make her...
No, I don't
They
think
could
they'll do
make
that.
her do that. They could, though!
But it's like,
What if they do?
okay, like, in Marvel, they had, like, a really grounded take on, Scarlet Witch and...
Holly and Luke said Jesse is the Hulk when you went green.
On Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver.
Yeah.
To where, like, at first, they weren't mutants. Like, in the comics and everything, they were mutants. They were the children of... What's-his-face?
I
Magneto.
don't know a lot about...
Yeah. So they were the
either of
children
them.
of Magneto.
Dope, okay.
They were twins, the children of Magneto or whatever. Magneto, obviously, from the X-Men, a mutant, could move metal and stuff. But because they couldn't use mutants, and the term mutants, because that's Fox-owned X-Men, they were Marvel. So that's what they did. They were like, okay, they're not mutants. They were orphans that were experimented on until they developed these abilities.
Right.
And now, because now they own it, the term mutants with Fox and everything, they retconned that to where it's like, no, they were mutants all along. It was just being experimented on, unlocked their power. To whereas before it was they were just normal people who were given the power through experimenting. So
Right.
they could have done something like that with this, to where it's like, oh no, they spliced his DNA with a rhino and now he's Beast Boy, and she's just really crazy and schizophrenic, so thinks she's a demon, or she was experimented on and radiation and who knows, so she's got solar power. She can charge batteries.
Yay. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, great.
Yeah, so like they could have done like some bullcrap thing like that. But they didn't, which is great.
As far as
Because-
you know.
Yeah. Well, like whenever people are like, oh, we're going to make it realistic and grounded, I'm like, you can't make a realistic, grounded superhero because they're not realistic. And if you do try to make it realistic, then it takes all the super away. But that's just
Yeah.
me. Hailey and Luke, Jesse, please. I only have enough love for Maya's sister.
Sister, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My-
oh
my-
my god,
my
I'm
heart-
so I'm
My heart
so
only beats for Chloe.
I'm showing her this afterwards.
Ah.
She's never gonna talk to you.
Oh, I don't talk to her anyways, so...
That's fair, but then she'll never talk to you ever.
Well, that's more than she does already.
Yeah, that's
All right,
true. Wait, what?
give us the last question from the chat, and you give me last question.
Well, I don't have any last questions.
You don't have any more?
No, but
No?
but Moose Race Cars actually said
Okay.
something that was neat. Yeah, he says, "Do you recommend the show to someone like the Teen Titans TV show from like 2003?"
Yes.
Well, he hasn't seen it. He can't say that. You haven't seen
liked
Teen
it.
Titans. You haven't seen
I
Teen
like the way it
Titans.
looks.
But he likes the new one, so it's fine. From my perspective, I haven't seen the new one yet. But if you're expecting it to
I
be
hated
the
Teen
same,
Titans Go.
same. But if you're expecting it to be like the animated series back from 2003, you probably will be disappointed because
Oh,
it's not.
That's on there too. You can watch all the
It's
Teen
not-
Titans stuff on DC Universe.
Yes, you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm
so
not
you-
being paid by DC Universe.
I swear.
I just
he's
want to
like,
say
"Go ahead."
I'm not being paid by them. Don't think I am.
I'm gonna fight Jesse. He's like, go ahead and say your question. And I start saying my question. He starts talking.
No, I'm gonna get people. It's like, oh, you're just doing this because they paid you, and I didn't.
Oh.
If you want to
Yeah.
pay me,
Yeah. If you want, they can pay me. Yeah, but so I would say keep an open mind when it comes to watching the new thing. That's exactly what I'm gonna do because I loved the animated series back from 2003, but it's not gonna be this. Stop! Stop! This is how he treats his viewers. This is the worst. But so yeah, so definitely keep an open mind, but I'm sure one way or another you'll find out if you watch it. For sure. I wish I was on this show now, says Highly.
Well,
Teen Titans Go was garbage.
I'll do this again next. What is today? Friday.
Friday? Yeah.
We'll do this next Friday. I don't mind getting paid to help out. No. So next Friday I will do this again. Say it like I did. Again.
Again.
Jesse tries to get stripped for him.
What?
Oh,
yes.
Because I asked him to send nudes
Oh yeah.
earlier.
What's with the flashlight? Yeah, he's a monster. That's what's with the flashlight.
What's with the flashlight? Yeah.
He's a
So
monster.
if you enjoyed this, something is wrong with you. You watched us talk for an hour and a half about a show that's 45 minutes. So you could have watched it twice. Yeah.
But it's interesting getting other people's
Maybe you
opinions.
just like the way that my voice sounds like this. No, so
So if you're wearing headphones, I feel the exact same pain you do.
I haven't slept for like 30 hours, and it's all her fault.
Sorry, what?
Yeah,
Something-
I haven't
something
slept for 30 hours. Yeah. Something
his
is
fault.
wrong with me, Jesse. Thank you. Yeah, see, some people enjoyed it. So yeah, what's going on? This might be a weekly thing. I don't know, Luke. If you go watch it and you watch it next week, maybe you can come on, and I can ask you questions, or maybe Maya can ask you questions, or you can ask Maya questions if she watches it. Yeah.
That implies that I watch your content, which...
No, not me. You watch the DC.
Oh, DC.
You get to see like there's a scene where
Maya's
Robin's
literally a female
No.
me. I can't even.
You watch a scene where Robin's just like, oh yeah, and then yeah.
Why? What? Hold on, I'm waiting for you to catch up real fast. Oh no! Oh no!
Mega oof.
They haven't even seen you take off your shirt yet. Oh no! Oh, that is beautiful. That is a good thing that wasn't full screen. Oh my god. Oh, Neptune. All right. When he's sleep deprived, he takes his clothes off. Lol puts my hand on the screen.
All right, Maya, where
Oh
can
my
people find you?
God. Oh, hi. My name is Maya. Game Over Jesse just begged me to go ahead and do this with him today. So normally you can go ahead and find me at Twitch. I am probably maybe going to stream tonight. Maybe not, though. We'll see. It depends on Streamlabs and stuff. So, but you can find me on www.twitch.tv/MayaDanny. And it's cool. I'm a dork and I play video games, and we also talk about stuff. So it's cool. It's a good time.
All right, I am Jesse at
Nah.
Game Over Jesse.
Mm-mm.
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter. What else is
He's
there?
like Google Plus.
everything, literally everything is Game Over Jesse.
He's
So
like, here's my MySpace.
no, MySpace was Jesse101N. Was my MySpace.
Oh, there you
What
go.
was your MySpace?
I'm pretty sure. Oh no, it was the Amazing Pac-Man hat. Because I used to have an Amazing Pac-Man hat.
Nice.
It's true. It was amazing. I still have it somewhere.
All right.
So.
Yeah. Next Friday, maybe Maya can join again. Maybe Luke or whoever else. Literally anyone. I posted in Discord, asked if anyone wanted to come. No one said anything because the show came out today and no one knows about it because it's on an app that no one knows about either.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, fun times.
Good stuff.
You can get a month free though, which is really cool. and it's a really good show. I like it, and you can watch all the other DC stuff. And I'll be super happy once they actually bring in the other DC TV shows, like The Flash and the Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. And next year, I'm really excited. So the crossover for DC this year, the DC TV shows, because they always do like a big mid-season crossover. This one's going to be based around Batgirl. So they're bringing in like Batwoman, Batgirl.
Wait, so are we talking about like...
It's on like the Flash and the Arrow and everything.
Well, no. Batgirl's Barbara, right?
Yeah.
Barbara Gordon? Okay.
And...
Well, we all know how that one's gonna end.
What? How?
Or at least... Huh? Oh, Batgirl becomes Oracle because...
No, it's Batwoman, not Batgirl.
Oh. Never mind. Okay, my bad.
Played by... Who is it? Oh man, it's not giving me the thing.
Luke wants to know, Jesse, are there any events that you're gonna attend? No, I meant like
No, I'm too
conventions or
poor.
game launches or something. No, I'm too poor.
It's Ruby Rose is playing her.
Oh!
Yeah, and then there's a lot of people
Whoa,
complaining that she
okay.
wasn't lesbian. They're like, oh, you should get a real lesbian play the part. And then she's like, I am lesbian. I've been lesbian since I was 8. And then they were like, well, she's not lesbian enough. And then she was like, again, I've been lesbian since I was 8. And then they said something about like she wasn't Jewish enough. And then she was like, I've been Jewish my whole life.
Sorry, I'm not listening to you right now because Luke said, if I come on, can we talk about Spider-Man movies? I have a lot to discuss.
Spider-Man?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
I've been wanting to
Please?
do Spider-Man. Have you seen Venom? Because I don't know.
I need to.
I don't know anyone that likes Spider-Man, so. But if you want to come on, Luke, and maybe we can find someone else.
Oh my god, I actually hate you right now. True story. Yeah, I despise you.
You don't forget to put this video 18 plus. Because we said dick. Dick. Swinging dick.
Yeah, we did because of the Flying Graysons. Dick Grayson, because he was
Your
swinging in
Dick's
the air.
Grayson?
Oh dear God.
Yes, me, you, and my. Oof.
Oof, big oof. Yeah, he's really mean to me. He basically just abuses me all day. So.
I think we're just killing the channel.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
I don't know what to do.
All right. I'm guessing you probably need to sleep.
Follow me on
So-
Instagram. Oh, this is it. Yeah,
Follow
this is
me
it. Oh, so I can do this really quick. So like, this is.
Hold on, show your number real fast.
I don't have a number. No. What's the phone?
Oh, so that's the app.
So there's
Hey,
the-
that's me. Whoa.
Yeah. So like, you go to the
Alright.
app, and then like you
It's
can
the
read
first thing on
comics and stuff, and then.
Look at that.
Yeah, so I was watching the animated movie, The Death of Superman, earlier.
Yeah.
But then right here, like boom, and then which one is it? Season 1, episode 1, and then see, there's a freaking hood.
TOS, he's
Wait.
showing us content.
Hold on, you can see this.
He's streaming he's streaming shows on YouTube. Hello?
Yeah, so look, this is it.
It's okay, baby. Rachel!
Look at her put on the hood.
Hold on. Wait. Here it is.
Boom.
Oh, wow. That didn't look great. That did not look great.
It's like, hold on, how do I?
Man. But at least Jesse doesn't go on your stream and insult you for no reason. It's all joking
See?
and good
There's
fun.
the bully
he
at the
does
school.
do that. Yep.
But he's more of like a creepy
Watch you get
rapist.
banned for showing this.
He's more of like a creepy rapist than a bully.
Dang.
Because he's like whispering in her ear. And, like,
Yeah, it's weird.
she cute, but and then like the
I
jock,
mean, she's cute, but...
the jock who you would think would be the bad guy is the one that stands up for her.
Dang.
Yeah. And
Alright,
then,
we'll
like,
just stream this for the next hour and a half,
Yeah.
guys. We're good. Oh.
There's
What's up, Robin?
Dick. I like Dick. He's like the best part. See, they're in the jail cell.
Oh,
And then,
Neptune.
Since we're doing this
Instant
already...
demonetization and death of your channel, says Moose Race Cars. Oh no. Growls.
Yeah, look, I got like instantly. I got there.
Ow, something's in my eye.
See? Now this won't be PG-13. Close your eyes, kids. It's a naked guy. See? He holds up the video game.
That's basically how I imagine Beast Boy looking, though.
Naked?
So that's fine. Ooh,
That's
yeah.
how I imagine him.
Oh, Neptune. What app was it again? This is the, what is it?
The
DC Universe
Yeah.
app. I'm sure if you look up DC in like the App Store,
See
the
there,
iStore, you can
that's like
find it.
her in the club. Right. Hold on,
It's not
maybe
what
we
I
can
want.
like... Oh, you can't see that. There. Turn the brightness up. It still doesn't work, it's like... You guys just gonna watch this? Are we just gonna watch
No.
this, guys?
No, you can't do that. Instant demonetization. Instant.
Yeah, oh, this is where you see her powers.
You're spoiling it. You're spoiling it. Look at all these people being spoiled. Avert your eyes.
No, we already like had 2 guys ask what the app was. So we made them like $20.
Oh my gosh. That's not how this works. Dude, who the hell are you?
I don't know.
I like actually started watching for a second. Jesse, are you really good?
After... We'll stop after she, like, fries them. Yeah, so it's Raven. Let's turn it up. How do
If
we...
I had an iPhone, I would mess up every time I tried to pause a show. Wait, why?
I mean, she's cute too. Not as cute as Dick.
I loved you.
You heard it here first.
I don't think I loved you, too.
See, it makes her seem like she's in a relationship with him or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a no. Wait!
See, this is it. It's pretty cool. See, they're all turned to ash. And, like, the only thing that didn't burn was the picture.
For some reason.
Yeah, it's an iPhone. Don't make fun of me, guys. I'm a basic white girl. See, look, this is it. She walks away.
I don't feel so good,
and then
Starfire.
Thanos.
Oh no.
And then there's Dick. No, that's
Raven.
yeah. But she's gonna get
Alright.
the dick.
Wow. PG channel.
See, I think she looks good. The Starfire looks good in some scenes. No, that home bar at the bottom, see? That goes away. But it's just the way that I was holding it because my finger was on the screen. But there's no home button, so you like have to do that. And then That's like the only thing that's on this side. So like all of my stuff's over here. Look how many is it? Yeah, look at my Gmail.
Ooh. I
Does
won't
it
be able
say
to
it?
ever see it. You can't see it. There's no
Ah,
way.
Hold on. The brightness.
He's like, look at how many emails I have. I need that phone. Gosh. It's just the focus on the camera. It doesn't want to focus. It wants to focus on your dumb face.
Oh.
It's in like the, oh, is that 28,000? Oh God, it is 28,960 emails. Holy heck.
Yeah.
3,000 Discord messages?
You don't know how many people just randomly message me on Discord. I see Pornhub on your... No.
He's like, dang it.
Like... I do have, there's another message. I do have, the Fortnites.
Oh my God.
So if any of you guys want to play some Fortnite, I literally don't have an excuse to not play now because it's on my phone. Yeah, and this is the cool case I got today. Isn't it cool?
It is pretty cool.
It took it like a year, but I finally got it.
There you go.
Yeah. Now I don't have to be afraid every time I drop the phone that I'll have to, like...
Get a new phone.
Yeah, because I was lucky with this one where, like, I only pay, like, a really low price every month.
There you go.
I don't have to pay, like, $1 billion. Cancer because of Fortnite.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Of course.
But that's why I'm married to that got Daniel and Kayla and Jacob and I married. Right? I don't know.
I wouldn't know.
You like my hat?
I love your hat. I asked Jesse to send me his hat, but he won't do it
Look at my
because he
hat.
hates me. He hates me. You know, your hair's getting kind of long that it like curls up at the bottom, like the default hairstyle for women in Animal Crossing.
My hair used
You know
to
what
do
I'm
that.
talking about?
So my hair used to do that a lot more. Yeah. I legit love the Fortnite default dance. It's so funny that Maya can confirm.
Oh yeah.
Still love y'all. You're great people. I don't know what we're doing. The podcast ended like an hour ago.
Yeah, it's been over for a while. now.
Oh, where can people find you?
I already said it's Twitch. Go to Twitch. Look up Maya. Look at Maya Danny. Hold on, I'll post it in chat. I got you.
Yeah.
Wow,
And
that is
it loud? Is it loud?
a little bit. Yeah.
Hello.
Well, now you're
So
very
Maya,
static.
yesterday,
I don't like you right now.
when you were
Hold on, you're
streaming
gonna hear
on
my
my
loud
channel,
keyboard.
when you
Please
were
stop.
streaming on my channel yesterday, how many
Yeah.
new followers did you get?
I got like 40 new followers yesterday.
Like
It was
40
amazing.
new followers, everyone.
was
Did you hear that? 40
It was
new
amazing.
followers.
You can go there and check out my stuff if you really
You-
want to. My dumb face.
Jesse's got hair. I'm jealous, bro.
Ooh. Ooh.
Oof, beat me.
Ooh, beat me.
Yes, beat
Oh my god,
me.
just spamming it in the chat. Oh no. Oh yeah, wait, no, click his link. My link's broken. I forgot the www.
Yes, click
Click
his
his
link. Does it really matter which link you click?
Does it? Does it not? Hold on, I got you.
Me neither. I'm with you.
Oh, it does
Maya.
work. Alright, yeah, it works. Sorry, I'm not dumb. Well, I am, but, you know.
Message
less of a degree.
retracted.
Huh.
What do you do on your Twitch, Maya? Maya? Yeah, Maya. That's your name. I don't know what I was thinking.
I play video games. I've been streaming Breath of the Wild recently, which I did on Jesse's channel yesterday. But I play games. I started streaming like a month ago, and it's going really, really well. 10 out of 10 would recommend myself. Are you just gonna play Fortnite on your phone now? You're playing Fortnite on your phone now, right?
Answering business email.
Oh, I can't hear him whatsoever. Can you guys? I can't hear him.
I said I'm answering a business email.
Oh, yeah, he's playing Fortnite 100% for sure. But But yeah, I do stuff and things and stuff and things. I told you he was playing Fortnite. I said it. I said it. All right. It was good stuff. It was...
Can we expect you back next week?
Me? I mean, if we're talking about Spider-Man, I'm available literally anytime. But if we're not talking about Spider-Man, don't ever talk to me again. This is basically where my head's at. I'm kidding, of course. I will literally join you on the podcast whenever you are missing people and then need a last resort.
I see you on Fortnite, Jesse, with your friends.
That ASMR Jesse voice.
Yeah. All right.
It's good. Oh, it's good.
Do you watch The Flash?
I've seen a lot of The Flash. I haven't watched, like...
Does your boyfriend watch The Flash?
He does not.
What the fuck? What does he watch?
Did you guys hear that?
What?
He said a swear word.
I did.
He said a swear.
Nope.
He said a swear.
No proof. You don't have proof.
What does he watch?
Yeah. Is there something I could get him on? Do you think I
Well,
could
he
get him
doesn't ever want
off
to be on
here?
camera. He doesn't want to be on camera.
Aw, I was wanting to get him off on here. Do you think he would
Your
come on here?
entire channel is gonna get banned. Spider-Man! I want to do a Spider-Man movies podcast. I'll do a Spider-Man movies podcast. I'll do Amazing Spider-Man movies. I'll do the Spider-Man PS4 game. I'll do the other Spider-Man games. Whatever it is. The comics.
Do you think he would come on here?
I don't think so. I don't think so, Jesse.
He doesn't like Spider-Man?
He likes Spider-Man, not as much as I do.
Okay.
He likes StarCraft, and you don't like StarCraft, so... Oof.
Well, I just thought it was a Destiny. You know what I wanted to do? This
Jesse
isn't a
dropped
joke.
a testy ape.
I wanted to do
F-bomb.
a Harry Potter podcast.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
No, so here's the thing.
Let's do it.
My idea for Harry Potter would be, like, if I was in charge, here's what I would do. 20 episode seasons. Yeah. So season 1 would be book 1. Season 2 would be book 2. And it would be like hour-long episodes with like 20 episodes. That way you didn't have to cram an entire book into like 2 to 3 hours. You could cram an entire book into 20 episodes. And then you would get an episode. Yeah, but listen to this, Maya. Then you would get an episode. Alright? Like, one episode could be based entirely on, like, Ron's story. You know?
Yes.
And one episode could be, like, Hermione's story. And then, like, because there are 20 episodes, you wouldn't have to cut things out of the book. You could literally put everything that's in the book in the episodes. And then you could even create episodes full of canon content by the creator that's not in the books. You know?
Yes.
Like bonus episodes, bonus stories coming from J.K. Rowling that's like, okay, while they were doing that in this episode, this is what these people were doing at the exact same time, but it's not in the book. But
yeah,
it is what they did because it's canon from the person.
From the author.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I'm so incredibly
you would
down.
get like nothing taken out of the book. Like in the books there was the huge mess about Hermione and the thing because the elves and the like the racist slavery and stuff, and she was trying to get for, like, the elf rights. Yeah. So like there wasn't really anything about that in the movies.
There was nothing about that in the movies. Where was Peeves?
But it was a huge part in the books. Like that was a huge part of who Hermione was. So like, you could have an
In fact, the reason why Hermione kissed Ron in the books was because Ron was like, "What about all the house elves?" And her, like in the Battle of Hogwarts, that like in the last book, like the entire school is being destroyed, and Ron's like, "Wait, what about the house elves? They're not going to be able to get out in time." And Hermione literally just like attacks him.
Yeah. So you could have like an entire episode focused on her studying and learning and helping out house elves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like just
That would be
an
super dope.
entire episode just being Hermione's story. Because
Yes.
it's like you would have enough hours and enough episodes to tell everything that's in the book, but you would also have time to add in other stuff. That's like, oh, here's a fun episode about what they did on this day. It's not technically important to the story, but it still shows like fun, magical, wonderful creatures.
Yes.
And then you could have it like in the movies, like 1 year, they would make a movie 1 year, and they would be in the grade for that year. And then the next year, the next movie would be focused on the second year, third movie, third year. So you could have it to where it's like one season's focused on 1 year, one season's focused on the next year. And then they could even do it to where like one of the shows go on like holiday break or fall break or whatever, and then they come back like a month or two later. Like literally have that be their summer break, or not summer break, but like winter break when they like leave and they can come back or whatever, you know?
Yes,
And then
I do.
you could have
I
like the big
understand.
Christmas episodes around Christmas time.
Yes.
Like in which movie was it where they had the big holiday Christmas like dance and it was all snowy and stuff, and then
Oh, the Yule Ball dance, that was fourth year.
yeah, so that could be like
That was the
you could have
Goblet
something like
Fire.
that literally every year and have it be like their Christmas episode. Right?
Yes.
But you don't have
Yes.
Christmas, so you're not allowed to watch it.
What do you mean?
Because you're like Buddhist. So
No,
what-
we still celebrated
what's your
Christmas,
Buddhist
you dork.
Christmas?
It was a regular Christmas. It's just we didn't like talk about God or
So it's
Jesus.
like
It was all about
Xmas?
Santa. Huh?
Xmas?
No.
But Christmas is Christ. Christmas.
Yeah, but if your name is Christopher, it doesn't mean that you're Christ.
But you're named after.
Or maybe people just like the name Christopher. Look at this guy trying to get into religious debates right now. I hate this. I hate it.
Yeah, so
Remember that from the stream yesterday, Maya? Wait, what? Oh yeah. We have your basically finished. Fans, give it to us, Nintendo. Master Quest.
yeah, I hated most of the Harry Potter books too.
Wait, what? Hold on. I hated that most of the books. Oh, you're such a troll. He's so mean.
That's what I said. I hated
But
that
he's right.
most of the books.
No, shut up. He's right, though. I hated that most of the books, Harry and his friends are in Hogwarts kitchens getting advice from Dobby, but in the movies, he's practically non-existent. Yeah, until he's a plot point at the end of the 7th movie when they're like, oh, wait a second. Something happens, and they need to bring Dobby back.
I have a friend who was in the Harry Potter movies in the same scenes with Dobby when he's jumping on the bed and he's like, ooh, Dobby's happy here.
Wait, am I too late? What is this all about? Hey, Jay.
We don't know.
Well, okay, so we talked for about an hour and a half about the DC.
We played Fortnites.
No, we're not playing Fortnite. About DC's
We're playing
Titans
Spork
show that
Knife.
just came out. It came out earlier today. We were talking about it. Everything was good.
today.
I literally am going to punch you in the face if I ever meet you.
We're talking about DC's Titans.
He's so nice. He's just the nicest guy in the world. But then we finished talking about that, so now we're talking about a whole bunch of stuff. Yay! No religious content demonetized.
We're talking about
Ugh.
Spork. We're talking about Spork Knife.
Mm-mm.
Do you like Spork Knives?
I've never played it, even though you told
No,
me to
stop.
download it.
A spork. Do you know what a spork is?
I know what a spork is.
Do you know what a knife is?
I know what a knife is.
Do you know what See, he's got the idea. Moose jaws and the thing.
No.
Spork,
No.
Spork Knife
No.
confirmed.
No.
She downloaded Spork Knife just to play with us.
And then he never played with me.
And then we never played with her.
Oh, he's real nice. Jesse, get sleep. Yeah, you do need sleep.
I really do. I
True
need to go to the
story.
grocery store. I gotta buy foods for when my daughter's here. So what's going on? What are we doing?
Probably ending the stream so you can go to the store and get foods and stuff
You need
for
sleep,
yourself.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, so I'm gonna get some burritos.
Ooh.
I'm gonna get some burritos. What are you doing tomorrow?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm probably streaming. I don't know. It's Saturday, so I'm thinking about doing a Harry Potter coloring book stream.
You just
Actually,
said
have you
that
seen
because
that?
I said Harry Potter was cool.
No.
Now you're all about Harry Potter because you're trying to impress me. See, you're pretending like you like Harry Potter because I brought it up and you want to impress me and my viewers.
Yeah, I'm always trying to impress you for sure, but like that's not what it's about. I have a coloring book that I worked on when I was working selling insurance.
A
And so
coloring
now I
book
just
she
have, like-
conveniently bought after I mentioned Harry Potter.
He's so nice to me, isn't he? And like stuff and things and stuff and things and stuff. So I'm probably gonna do a coloring stream tomorrow because I haven't done it before and people didn't like Sock Puppet Saturday. So no more sock poopets.
What the fuck? I mean... It's already 12 o'clock. The store's closed. I was here. Wasted. This is all your fault, Maya. Luke, come and get her before she gets killed. Sock puppet.
Sock puppet Saturdays. Demonetized. I want Jesse to be impressed by me to like me, but like by how he doesn't know me aside from my YouTube. Oh, it's okay if you talk to him on Discord. He'll probably talk to you, probably. Unless you're me, then he just ignores me or calls me and then hangs up like 2 minutes later. He's like, "Hey Maya, how are you?" Oh no. Here's how a conversation goes with Jesse. I'm like, "Hey Jesse," he's like, "Hey Maya," and I'm like, "Okay, how was your day?" And then he goes on like a 20-minute rant about how his day was crappy, and then he'll be like, "Okay, and then how was your day?" And then I'll start talking, and he'll just immediately hang up on me. And that's just how that goes. What's up, Jesse? How you doing? What?
Best place ever. Alright guys, we gotta go. It's getting late.
Alright.
All right.
It is getting late.
So bye everyone. Thanks for watching for
Bye.
2 hours. I'll be back
Bye.
next week to do the
Bye.
review on episode 2. Maybe other people would have watched it by then. Maybe I want to do one on The Flash because I watched that and it was really cool and I love The Flash and The Flash loves me. So maybe. I'm best friends with The Flash.
True.
His name is Simon and he was on my first podcast, which was the Nerdvana podcast. He was old Daniel. And then there was old Amanda, and now there's no wait. So old Daniel was Simon and old Kayla was Amanda. Yeah, that's it. That's how it works. And maybe next time she won't be wearing a lipstick.
I don't wear lipstick. I don't wear lipstick. It's nothing. I don't wear it.
Say your byes. Do ASMR. They're
I
wanting
said
ASMR
bye.
from you.
I don't know how to do ASMR. I don't know if this sounds good or bad or quiet. Subscribe to Game Over Jesse on YouTube because he makes somewhat interesting content sometimes. And then if you want to check out my Twitch, Luke should spam it in the chat and then you can check out my Twitch and I stream basically every day. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching.
You gotta say whisper a sentence. Like that was a half whisper.
Like actually whisper?
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this stream. We really appreciate you being here today. I hope you have an amazing night or day or any time it is, wherever you are.
Is that good? Was that good? Was it hot? Should I stream it? I'm just kidding.
That's pretty hot.
Yes!
No.
Yes! The only compliment he's
No.
ever...
They're spamming your she drank Kool-Aid. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone. I just have
All right.
trouble ending streams. I'm sorry.
I know you do.
All right.
It's
Bye,
fine.
everybody.
Bye.
Follow me on the Instagrams.
Bye. Follow him on Insta. He doesn't post anything, but follow him anyway.
I posted a Goron picture.
He did. It was terrifying.